Hey guys, this is Chris. Today I'm going to talk about Oracle Tablespace Management. So, as data is added to your database, the tablespace requirements for your database will change. As a DBA, you have several tools where you can manage your tablespace and database storage. So, today I'm going to show you, I'm working in Oracle SQL Developer, and that's because the output of what I'll be querying will be a little bit in a cleaner format. So let's go ahead and get started. So first I want to show you where these data files are being stored. So we'll do select file ID, tablespace name, from DBA data files. Alright, so here we have our default table spaces, except for example. That's another table space I had previously created, but we have our system, sysaux, users, and undo. And here are the data files and the exact location it's on the disk. So let's go ahead and add a new table space, and that one's going to be called test. So I'll write this down first, and then I'll explain to you what I'm doing, what exactly I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead and execute this. Alright, so Tablespace Test has been created. So first, I'll go line by line. So this is to create the table space, and it's called test, and this is the data file that will be associated with it. Next, this is which is the data file name and location. Next, the data file will be created at 100 megabits, but when full, it can automatically extend on 10 megabit credentials. Increments to a maximum of 200 megabytes. The extent management local, that means that the table space will use bitmaps for allocating extents, and whose size will be set automatically. And the next line, segment space management auto. Segments in a table space will use bitmaps for tracking block usage. And online means that this table space will be online and ready to go. So let's query this again so we can see that the test has been created. Tablespace test has been created. Alright, so here we go. Test, and here's our location, test 01. We want to add another data file to this table space. To do that, we'll need to alter this, use an alter statement. So that'll be alter tablespace test, add data file, and let me just copy this location, but we need to call it 02. We want the size to be, let's say, 50 meg. Okay. Alright, tablespace test altered. So I'm going to show you here again. Actually, let me add one more column to this because I want to show you this size. So here we have test and test. The first one we created was 100 megabytes because here is where we see that. The next one is 50 because that's what we wanted it to be here. Okay, so let's say we need to change the size of the second data file. To do that, we'll do alter tablespace, alter database data file, this, resize, let's say 85 meg. Okay, so the database has been altered. Now let's run this query once more. And you see that now it's at 85. So this is where, this is an easy clean layout, but I want to show you via the command line where that location is. And we should see two test data files. Okay, so let's look for those. Alright, here's test 1 and test 2. Okay, here we go. Test and test. Okay. And actually, I can show you that we can also see this in Enterprise Manager, which I have up here. Oops. We'll go to Storage, Table Spaces. And you see here's our test table space and our two data files. And this GUI tool is very handy. You can see you can just click buttons. If I highlight this, I can simply press this button and do add data file, and then basically it's going to go through different prompts, and it'll even show us the SQL once we populate these fields. But let's go back to SQL Developer. So now you see that we've been able to create a table space, add an additional data file, even resize or alter the data file, which we did with the resize. And now lastly, we'll just want to drop this data file that we created. So we'll do alter table space test drop data file. Copy this. And you see, okay, it's been altered, so that went successfully. Let's go ahead and run that query again, and now you see that there's only one test data file in this table space. And last but not least, we'll just drop the whole test table space. We'll do that here. So this is gonna, running this statement, it's gonna drop the table space, and since we added the including contents and data files, it's gonna drop any data file or any object that's linked with this table space. So let's run this once more, and now you see it's no longer here. And note that we can do all this in SQL Plus too, but we're just doing it in SQL Developer because I like this clean layout here. And like I showed you earlier, see here we have the two data files and the test table space, and if I refresh this, it's no longer there. So Yeah, I mean, it's just as easy to drop the table space in the Enterprise Manager. You just click and you'll click on drop, but we don't want to do that for temp or for any of these. So thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this short video.